and subscribe. Hold My DualShock is here. If you guys are coming in, joining the conversation. We have 123 people watching us. So, guys, thank you for joining us.
Thank
Like,
you
share,
so
and
much,
subscribe.
guys.
And Rox, this is your topic now.
Ooh, okay. I was looking forward to this because I know you guys are gamers, so I wanted to get your guys' opinion on the release of the Nintendo Switch 2. I want to know what you guys think. Have you purchased the console? Let's start there. No?
We
No,
have not
haven't purchased it yet.
Switch 2.
Okay, awesome. What do you guys think of the release? What do you guys think of everything that's surrounded the Nintendo Switch 2 so far? What do you guys think of the price? What do you think of the hype? Do you buy into the hype? I want to know all your thoughts on that.
Hey, dog, why don't you let him answer one question at a time, B? Slow down, Rox.
I got more. That's just the start.
He got like 8 questions in one question.
Good, I got you. So some people are probably gonna be so mad at me. Nintendo Switch 2. Do I believe the hype? Yes, I do believe the hype. I think now this is the caveat. Nintendo fans, I feel like, are completely different than like other gamers. Like if you like Nintendo, that's like a specific group of people. So I don't think Nintendo fans care about the price. They'll say they're upset about the fact that the games are more expensive, but people are still going to spend the money to buy it. And I say that as someone who's also, I'd rather them not try and con people because, like, let's be real. Does it need to be that expensive? No, but they're also a business who sees the opportunity to raise their prices like everybody else. I think it's kind of fucked up, but at the end of the day, people are still going to buy a Nintendo Switch. I think the upgrades they've made to the Nintendo are really nice, but that's also because I have a Nintendo Switch and the things that they've changed do matter. Now, if you don't have
let's hold that right there. Hold your thought right there. When it comes to the price, okay, here's what I just want to comment on, because here's kind of my issue. I'm Canadian, okay, and the Canadian dollar is absolute shit, okay? That thing, for me to buy the Mario Kart bundle, is $6.99. $6.99 Canadian. Okay, so a lot of people, when they take a look at the price, we're only kind of looking at it through our own lens, where we live, what it's priced at. Globally, I don't think and this is my issue. I am a Nintendo fan. I got a Switch sitting over there. I got a Nintendo 64 that's modified for HDMI in my closet right now.
Is it this one, Rox?
Is that the Mario Kart? But no, yes, no, that's a regular Nintendo Switch. Go to Amazon. Yeah, you have to go to Amazon.ca because that's the Canadian website, Amazon.ca, and then pull up Nintendo Switch. Amazon.ca. That's the Canadian Amazon. And pull up an. And actually, I'm pretty sure on Amazon.ca, I might be wrong, but I think you still actually need an invitation, a private invitation to buy one. It's stupid the way they had it set up.
Here it is.
But anyway, yeah, see, $6.99. Okay, that is a hefty price, in my opinion, for Mario Kart. Okay, and I'm not. Listen, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, and because even with Mario Kart, I think they kind of screwed themselves a little bit because they should have released this when they were releasing Tears of the Kingdom. Tears of the Kingdom, because I don't think Mario Kart is enough.
That is Zelda, Phil.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Zelda.
Tears of the Kingdom is Zelda. I don't think Mario Kart is enough of a sell to be like.
I don't know, dude. Mario Kart's, bro. That Smash Brothers, like, that's the hard thing about Nintendo is this closed ecosystem. And gaming has decided that they now know that gaming is expensive or that it's like valuable. Like it was always. Now they realize, we're like the most preeminent, the biggest form of entertainment, the biggest industry. And there's a switch that's flipped that they're now determined on, like, this idea of how much should you pay per hour, and like they're looking at it being like why do we put all this effort in? You're gonna play this game for 1,000 hours and we're only making $60. And so that's, I think, what we're fighting against is they've made up their mind industry wide that they're like, nah, dog, you're gonna pay way more because we're giving you so many hours of entertainment. And as a gamer, I think that's what we're fighting against.
I just saw a comment from somebody that said that Katie, can you confirm this since you have a Nintendo Switch? Can they brick your stuff?
Yes.
The new one they can.
The
Apparently.
new one they can.
Yes.
The old one, no. And I even agree with. I think it's wrong that the new one, the games, you technically, it's not a physical copy.
We're going to get into that, Katie. We're going to get into that because that's part of.
So explain to me what this means because I don't understand. I don't have a Nintendo.
So basically, if
bricking something is like stopping it from working. You shut down. You have the capability of shutting down major functions to it and making it a brick. Basically,
the big controversy with that is basically if they can tell if you've modified your console because these consoles are online. They connect to the Nintendo servers, right? Yeah. So if somebody goes in and modifies their console or runs some sort of third-party software on the Switch. Nintendo can recognize that, and they can basically hit the dead switch, shut it down, and your console will no longer work. Okay, this was something that, but this isn't new. Like the Xbox did this back in the day when they would ban people from Xbox Live, stop access from that. So companies have.
I remember back in the day like people back in Chile would like unlock their PlayStations, just to like instead of using the original disc, they just burn it. Blu-ray. Yeah. Okay.
But
so same thing, but on gotcha.
But then that also brings in the wider conversation of like when you own something, you technically should have the right to do what you want with what you've purchased. Like where is the line drawn where you are now the owner of this product and Nintendo should not be limiting what you want to do with your product?
Because they don't care about the materials for which it was made. It's not about the materials in which it was made anymore. See, when you physically have something in your hand, it's tangible.
Hey, director, how you doing?
Tangible. So they no longer care about that. That little piece of plastic is not anything to them. It's what they can do with the connection to their Nintendo server, the connection to the Sony servers and all of that. That's what's most important to them, not that little physical disc that you have in your hand.
Well, that's kind of where a lot of people see the industry shifting. I mean, I know Xbox sees that, which is why they're doing their Xbox Everywhere type thing, where you can play your Xbox on the handheld, on the cell phone, on the computer, on the console. You know what I mean? Those lines are now disappearing. But let's bring it right back to Nintendo because I do want to get your guys' thoughts and comments on the game key cards. So what a lot of people don't know is what Nintendo has decided to do this generation is the Nintendo Switch cards, I think, were 64 gigabytes max or something like that. So there was a limitation, like a Blu-ray disc, like what Sony uses for the PS5, can hold a lot more data than those little Nintendo Switch cards. But because now Nintendo is moving into bigger and bigger games, a lot of these, they're telling us that a lot of their games aren't going to fit on those cartridges. I find that hard to believe because they managed to get Cyberpunk on one of those little cartridges completely. So that to me kind of throws that whole excuse out the window. But now what they've decided to do is instead of selling you the full game on the card, they are selling you a card that is like a key code. You pop that into your Nintendo Switch, and now with that key code, you can download the game to your Nintendo Switch. And you can still take that game card, put it in another Nintendo Switch. It'll recognize the key, and you have to download it to that Switch as well. You get what I'm saying? So you can basically you can still trade that key card in at some point, or sell it if you want to. But then there is also, again, the bigger problem where 10 years down the road, when there are no more Nintendo Switch 2 servers, that game card is just a piece of plastic. Yeah. You are not going to be able to, right? So I want to get your thoughts on that.
I hate it. Especially for Nintendo, where, like, dude, you go, like, look at the secondhand market for Nintendo. Those things have value. And like you said, 10 years from now, it's dubious at best. And I don't like that what was a permanent thing now has all these contingencies that have to go a certain way. It's like Steam, like the family plan, like where you can share games with more steps. Like
Yes.
not like why even bother at that point? If you're gonna go full digital,
Just
go
do
full
it.
digital.
Just go full digital, exactly.
Which I don't like either, but don't like have this stupid key thing where you still have the illusion, and it's because they know
that's what it is. It's the illusion. They're trying to give the consumer the illusion that you still have something physical, so that next time, the next generation, they can take that away. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's more easily accepted. But
also,
please continue.
I don't believe that shit about like them. If they're saying that the games are getting bigger, like, dude, this could have been solved with, you want it to be, I'm assuming, like, because they want the cross compatibility, you know, from the old generation. Okay, dude, add a legacy port, because it doesn't take that much to put the old Switch games in, and on the other side, add a bigger port that will house this current generation's bigger games. Like, it's not that freaking crazy, you know. Like, come on now, like, or
but Andy, that would be giving you what you want.
Yeah.
The innovation does not seem that.
No, they're lying. That's what I'm saying. Like, they're making up these ridiculous stories so that people who are simple-minded will be like, oh, they can't figure it out. This is the only way. When in reality, no, they just want more control. They want to be able to tell you that you can't play these certain games or take things away without having to go the extra steps, because technically at a certain point you won't own anything. Because if they can break your thing at any point,
that's what I wanted to ask is, what do you think the precedent that sets is? Do you see other companies adapting this same formula, where down the road, if you buy a PS5, there's going to be a key on the disc instead of the actual, or if you buy a PS5 game, there'll be a key on the disc instead of on the actual game on the disc?
PS5 doesn't even sell the disc games anymore anyway, do they?
You can get disc games.
They still have physical editions.
Like, this all started, like, they used to say, like, there's a time when you would get a discount or something for, like, not having the physical version, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, they don't even talk about, or that idea was, like, floated. They don't even do it. It's the same price. It's so stupid. They're saving an enormous amount of money not having to, like, manufacture the physical copies. You're getting less
and
value.
they've been scaling back on that for years. When's the last time you bought a game that actually had a piece of game art inside of there? You know, a manual.
Do you remember back, like, we were talking about Grand Theft Auto? It came with a map.
The maps,
it had
the posters,
the manual,
yes,
bro, they don't
everything.
They don't give a shit.
And what, we were being charged $60 back then. You know, so it's just it's kind of sucks to see the way the direction gaming is going. And listen, like I said before, I'm a Nintendo fan. I do want to get myself a Switch 2, but I can't justify $700 right now to play Mario Kart. Like, that's crazy. There's a line to draw there. For that price, I was able to pick up my kids a PS5 digital edition with 2 controllers and Astrobot for their birthday this year. You know what I mean? So I don't think the value is there. I think the hardware is what fans have been asking for. You know, everybody said back in the day, we need something that's exactly like a Switch, but just more powerful. Well, Nintendo gave it to us. This is it.
Yeah.
So I'm not against it. I think the product is going to, I think it'll do well down the road. I think it's just going to take
just for the money is not worth it. That's not worth it, bro. It's a good product, and you see the hardware and it's where it needs to be. That's great, but you're charging me $700 to potentially brick my shit. No,
and that's $700 Canadian. Just so
now with the tariffs also, that's another topic.
I'm sure that's another factor, right? But yeah, I'm not against it. I like the hardware. I like what I'm seeing. It's just that price is I'm going to hold off.
So 1 second here. So Nate, just to remind, we are monetized. So I just haven't activated yet. So I've been holding that. But super chats, what the? I've been busy, Charles. I have a life. I work.
The show is over, sir. We'll talk about it. Oh boy, are we gonna talk?
It's not going to be unprepared. It'll be slacking Phil.
Slacking Phil. But we are. But we did take super chats. Just so you know. But okay. Yes. All right. So, shall we move on to the next topic?
Yes. WBD.
All right.
Zaslav.